its bite. I'm not becoming a ranter, I swear I'm not becoming a ranter. I'm just wanting to yap. And the best thing to do to yap is probably do kind of a ranter style. But I'm more just having just gameplay of me gaming earlier. And then, of course, like a little sprite. That doesn't feel too awkward, hopefully not. I couldn't get some good images because the characters don't move that much, but I might get some in the future if I do a video like this again. I was gonna talk about how I haven't been streaming very much, and there is a reason for this. I've noticed that I've been enjoying content way more like this, with making commentary, being able to yap, and then making videos about a game that I enjoy, and hopefully more games. And also, for once, usually I only get followers through my lives and never through my videos, but since making content more like this, I've been able to get more followers through those videos and not just streaming, which is amazing. However, the biggest reason why I haven't been streaming very often is the fan base that I've gotten from it. Whenever I'm going on live, it feels more like I'm just there to be degraded by random men. You may notice a lot of the comments, they're usually things that are more sexual or just trying to get with me or flirt with me, even though I'm just a random girl on the internet. I understand shooting your shot and trying to get with someone, but a random girl on a TikTok live is definitely not the best place, for one. I know most of those guys will not be watching this, as they would not enjoy this content anyway, but I just find it so idiotic that you think that you genuinely have a chance with someone who, first of all, has a long-term partner, is online, probably lives in a completely different state or a country wherever they're from, and I've gotten a lot of guys in my DMs in the past when I was trying to just communicate with my followers who would only talk to me because they believed, genuinely, truly believed deep in their soul that they would have a chance with me. No, I'm not gonna break up with my partner, my long-term partner, for a random man on the internet. It's even more absurd because they believe that if I break up with my partner or he breaks up with me, that I will then get with them. And no, that's not healthy. As everyone knows, it's better to take time for yourself, like months and months on end, to be able to reflect on the relationship and get to know yourself as a single individual again. For the most part, my lives are pretty much just men trying to flirt with me, and I barely ever get any women. Shout out to the women who watch my streams. You know who you are. And of course, I am not upset at any of the guys that regularly enjoy my content, because a lot of you are very respectful and you know exactly who you are. I'm talking about the other people. Otherwise, whenever I do get women in my lives, a lot of times they call me a pick-me because they realize that my entire life is full of men. Genuinely, I do want to know if you could let me know, why is there always men in my lives and barely any women? You could say, well, you're catering to them. TikTok knows that they're your audience. I don't understand why TikTok believes that men will enjoy my content the most, especially my lives, because I usually end up muting or blocking them whenever they say anything weird, but I only usually get weird, creepy people in my lives, or a girl saying that I'm a pick-me. I don't know how TikTok thinks I'm catering to the audience, other than the fact that I sometimes do cute videos of me just lip syncing to videos, for example, but a lot of times whenever I see other women do it, they have a fan base of tons of women. I was also mainly a TikToker that was about vents. My entire account was made on venting, which a lot of those are gone because of my larger following, and I don't want those older vents to get a ton of views, which is why I took them down. But otherwise, I made this TikTok account to vent. And whenever a ton of men realize that, or have looked at my content and realize what my content is about, they will all unfollow me. So it's really funny. They believe that I'm just simply a random girl on the internet who's pretty that they get to see, except I'm making content about venting and trauma, so it's really funny. And another thing is, when I have started making vents again, you might look at one of them, I was getting so many comments, LARP, LARP, ew, things like that. I was venting about no longer wanting to be here, and they were saying LARP. What am I LARPing about? My depression? Depression is not something to LARP about. I'm definitely faking. I'm 100% faking my mental issues. What mental issues? During one of my lives when I was playing Murder, I had this guy come into my chat and say, oh, I have a question, something like that. Whenever people say I have a question, instead of just asking them for the question, it slightly annoys me, but not really. So I kind of just play with them. I say, well, I have a question for you. Are you gay? That made him extremely upset. And then he kept talking, I kept like trying to, he was just being very disrespectful. I don't remember. Butterfly was there. Shout out to Adorbate. She was there and he kept telling me, oh, stop playing hard to get. After I was telling him, no, I don't want to hear whatever you have to say because he was being disrespectful. And when he said that, I started screaming, I have a partner, and blocked him. No, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Not with that attitude. Thank you to all the individuals who watch my content who are men and are respectful. I'm going to talk about the DMs now. I get a crazy amount of DMs sometimes. Either it's none or it's sometimes 10 after a live, asking me if I make suspicious content or asking me if I am looking for a partner. Like, I've literally gotten someone asking if I'm looking for a long-term partner, stuff like that. For me personally, if they would look at my content, they would realize that my trauma is literally about what they're asking for. The fact that someone is looking at me, watching my lives, and their first thought is that they want to see me in that state kind of disgusts me.
Invites? Just get off the internet. If you're complaining to me, you're so upset about it.
It's like this in real life too. Women are always sexualized, especially online, and it's really, really bad because their first thought is something sexual about me when my content is not that at all. Bro, be for real. Sorry, I'm deeply traumatized right now. I'm deeply disappointed in the fact that TikTok genuinely believes that these men will enjoy my content. Maybe it's because they give me the most engagement. They comment the most, because of course they are. They're calling me a stupid woman. Yet they desire me. I desire no one but my partner. Unusual content I'm making right now. A little yap, a little rant, but I enjoy yapping, and this is fun. Thank you for watching. Maybe the entire thing. Please help TikTok. Please stop giving me 2 men on the For You page. Stop. Anyways, bye.